When I sit in that board, my job is to realize that it's not that these women are not capable. It's just that they're not trained and skilled. And what do I do about it? Because if we are to talk about equality, we're then going to say the level field, the playing field must be leveled, and it's unfair. It can't be leveled until you bring the other one, and then we level it. And you sit there as a panelist and you listen to this candidate, a woman candidate, and you can tell this person has it in her, but there's this imposter syndrome that says, not me. Me, out of all these people.
But
and
then
yet
how different would that be from self-esteem?
So one of the things that I want to do before I die is to have a very big men's conference. You see this proverbial men's conference where they say men's conference and it's a joke. I want to put it into reality because I want to have all these young boys and prominent male figures just for a weekend.
It's all about movement. So please can we not patronize them?
Just to start off, just to introduce yourself, Dr. Ginya and what you do.
So I was born Lindiwe Ginya. The doctor I acquired along the way for reasons that we'll talk to. It was deliberate that I studied to be called a doctor as a woman because I hated the fact that as a woman you always have to express your title either in Miss or Mrs. and yet men are not asked to do that. So I said I'm going to change my title so that it is genderless. So I'm Lindiwe Ginya, and I was born and raised a Zondi in Soweto, but my parents then moved to Snake Park. I think about 10-15 years ago, can't remember very well. And I am an educationist. I love education. I've got so much passion for education. I'm an entrepreneur. I strive to be a businesswoman, but at this stage I'm still an entrepreneur. So that's who I am.
Doctor, what do you think the challenges are that women face in social empowerment and development?
Women are their worst enemies.
How so?
I read a lot of literature that says women are their worst enemies in a sense that they suffer from imposter syndrome. So the imposter syndrome, it's something that will always tell you, not me. There's a post, there's an advert at work for a managerial position. You've got the qualifications, you've got the experience. But when you are just about to apply for that post, or you apply for the post, you get shortlisted to come for interviews. As you walk into those interviews, the imposter syndrome says, not me. They will realize I can't do this. What if they find out I'm a fake? What if they find out I'm not as good as that? Whereas when it comes to men, when there is a position, whether he has the qualifications or he doesn't, they just talk there by the water booth, whatever thing they drink water and talk about soccer, and they say, "Go brah, you go brah," and he goes there. So I'm privileged in a sense that I now sit in a lot of interview panels for jobs, and you sit there as a panelist and you listen to this candidate, a woman candidate. And you can tell this person has it in her, but there's this imposter syndrome that says, not me. Me, out of all these people.
But
and
then
yet
how different would that be from self-esteem?
It's different because a self-esteem, it's all about how do you perceive yourself. However, imposter syndrome, it's all about I am not good enough. They will realize that I'm a fake. So you have this thing that says, I'm a fake. I suffer from imposter syndrome myself. I'm a former high school principal, and I got promoted to a chief director post. So it was 4 posts above the post that I was at. And when I applied for that post, I didn't know that was that post. But when I went for those interviews, and imposter syndrome, because I realized I had directors that I was competing with. And the imposter syndrome kicked in. Not you.
You've
never been a district official.
Yeah.
But because I'm always conscious of my imposter syndrome, I reminded myself that I deserve a seat at this table. And I took on that interview. And because it was run by an independent agent, the lady called me after and she said, these people have not made a decision, but I'm telling you, they want you.
Yeah.
So coming back to your question, so women have got that. We have this thing that says pull her down syndrome. It's something that we believe in, and it doesn't exist. Yeah. I'm a woman. I am led by a woman. And both of us as a team. So what my boss does, she doesn't take my shine. What I do, I don't take my subordinates' shine. Yeah. But what I do as a woman, I make my boss shine. So we always believe in the sense that there's a pull her down syndrome. Women will pull you down. And you move into that position with that mentality.
Yeah.
And you know what happens with the brain? I'll give you an example. Say you've never seen a Tesla in your life. The minute your friend buys a Tesla, you will see Teslas every day, everywhere as you are driving. So because you've got that mentality that I'm a woman and I've been into this position, there's this PhD, these women are you're going to say it. I've been a principal in a school here in Dobsonville, the worst school you can think of. I was the first female principal there. The support I got was from women. Because when I went into that position, to say, I am there to change the status quo. I am not there to be loved by everybody. I'm not money. I'm not money. So to answer your question, I'm saying women are their worst enemies. They are their worst enemies because we tend to believe the narrative that we were given by men, and we live that narrative.
That's actually very true, because I'm thinking of many instances where a woman would feel the team leader or a superior would be, antagonizing her or picking on her at all times and making you feel whatever you're doing is not good enough.
And remove the gender out of it and look at, is what I'm doing good enough? What can I do better? So the other thing that I've noticed as an employer these days is women don't even apply. I just had a position for a senior manager post. Okay. We had, so the HR would shortlist, not shortlist, but would sift. So from the people that were sifted, so we had 42 people applying. From the people that were sifted, we had 12 candidates. Out of the 12, only one was female. The rest were male. And when they come into that interview, they come with so much, it's a borderline between arrogance and assertion. And you're like, but bro, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. But because they've got this confidence that this is my position, I deserve this position. And then they come there. If you are not skilled or trained as a panelist to go beyond what this man is feeding you, or let me not even say man, what this candidate is feeding you, you would be fooled to think we've got the right candidate. But if you are trained, you can tell, no man, no bro, this is just your confidence bordering on arrogance, but you don't know this. But I've noticed that women don't even apply for positions. And when you ask, even when we have internal positions, then you ask, why didn't you apply? And they were like, not me, doc. There's people like, about who and who? Not me. Why me, doc? No, not doc. I'm not ready. So we are our own enemy.
How do we move from that?
It's so one of the things. It takes a woman like me. I'm saying this in a very humble space because I'm privileged. I'm privileged in a sense that I sit in these board meetings. I sit in these EXCO meetings. So it takes people like us who are there and who understands where the problem is to open up the space. Now, what it means is my job, when I sit in that EXCO or when I sit in that board, My job is to realize that it's not that these women are not capable. It's just that they're not trained and skilled. And what do I do about it? So one of the things that I want to do before I die is to have a very big men's conference. You see this proverbial men's conference where they say men's conference and it's a joke. I want to put it into reality because I want to have all these young boys and prominent male figures just for a weekend. Fortunately, I own a very big lodge, so it's something that I can do.
Yes.
You know, I'm not dependent on somebody to assist me with that. That's one. But two, one of the things that I want to do before I die is to have an organization that trains and develop or capacitate girls on how to present yourself as a woman when you go for those interviews, because they have the qualification. You know, you sit in those, you interview a girl, a black girl child with beautiful qualifications on paper. But when they're supposed to express themselves, they can't. Yeah. Then comes a white girl with no qualifications
but
that
they're able
much,
to express
but
themselves.
they're able. You know why? Because they're families. That's what they are taught to do. You assert yourself. For us, we are taught as a woman, you must be humble, you must be submissive.
Yeah.
So you grow up thinking that is what will take you to the next level, and it won't. So those are the two things that I'm going to do before I die, because I feel for us who are privileged, it's our role to say, look, guys, you've got it. So we have different roles. You have your space. You are using this space. So as women that are in the know-how and that are privileged, we've got different platforms that we can use to make sure that we bring the girl child up to say, look, you've got this. You can do this.
Do you think the same program could be used in schools to empower our girls?
We need it. We need it. So in schools, I think it's more about the leadership of the school. If you've got a good principal in a school, you've got those programs. Make no mistake, because you will have a principal that would know the importance of equity versus equality. Because if we were to talk about equality, we're then going to say the level field, the playing field must be leveled, and it's unfair. It can't be leveled until you bring the other one, and then we level it. So if we've got in schools, if you've got a brilliant principal, brilliant SMT, school management team that understands Uguti, 60% of what we learn in school, we're not going to apply it in the real world. When I was a principal, this is what I used to tell my kids at assembly. I would say to them, listen, 60% of the things that you learn here, you're not going to apply it in the real world, in a sense that you go to a maths class, you learn x plus x is x squared. When you are a chairperson of SAA, the chairperson of the board, or when you are an executive or the CEO, nobody will ask you that. But it has taught you logic. So schools, if we can get it right at that level, we got it right for the whole nation. But what we do as schools now, it's all about cramming. So we give you information because you are able to reproduce it as is. Then we say you are a smart child. You get 98%. You got, and it shouldn't be like that.
You mentioned equality and equity. More elaboration on that?
So I'm trying to think of a very easy example. Let's use the gender. So equality is about making everything equal for everybody. But for you to be able to go to that stage, you need to deal with equity, because equity means, so I want you to think in your mind, think about a scale where this is up and this is down. So for you to be able to bring this, it's all about equity. So you have to be unfair to this one for you to be able to, and then you get equal opportunities. So I'll give you an example. I'll take you back to schools, because my area of specialty is in schools. So in schools right now we have education. It's the same education for every child. However, when it comes to funding for the schools, for equity, the schools that are in disadvantaged areas, they get more funding from the government than the schools that are in the affluent areas. Now that is equity, because the government is trying to bring this to this
To the same
level,
level.
and then we all have the equal opportunities.
I hear you. Okay. Lastly, what do you think the government's involvement is in social development, or what it should be?
Do you? Yeah, I think I wanted
What
to
it
ask. Do you want an
should
honest
be.
answer, or do you want a
What it
politically
should
correct answer? Should be.
What it should be, and how one, especially a girl child could assess it.
You know, I'll take you to this 350 social grant that the government is saying they're giving our people.
Yeah.
That is absolute nonsense. What the government should be doing is to create opportunities for social development. If I were to be in that parliament, what I would say to my people would be, one, easy, the quick wins. One of them would be your potholes. What if we were to take a group of young boys here, boys and girls from Dobsonville, we're in Dobsonville now. We upskill them, we take them to TVET college for 6 months. We train them on how to fill these things. Then we capacitate them. Then we either employ them or we empower them to form their own corporates, and then they've got that skill forever. Now you come and give people 350 rands and you say it's social development. Whilst you are doing that, the petrol hike, which affects everything, your food, your transport, you're not doing any social justice. It's just injustice to those to the nation. So what the government should be doing is social development in its true sense. Instead of the government giving this business and tender to this business, big business, to do the bridges, to build all this construction. You see, when you drive all over the country, this construction, and foreign nationals are employed in those, and we complain. And you know what the foreign nationals have that we don't have? They've got the skill. You can take a Zimbabwean anywhere in the world today, they will thrive, because their government at school level taught them the artisan skills. So I think that is what the government should be doing. Instead of the government giving people the money, for me it's about not teaching me how to fish, but it's about giving me the fish, which is not sustainable. Taking it to the girl child. I am a feminist, but I'm a radical feminist. In a sense that I don't understand why you listen to Minister Begitele saying we must protect our women, we must protect our child. I'm like, protect me from who? From what? So for that girl child, it must be equal opportunities. I must be able to drive and not just when I came here. Safe. Just when I came here, the street was just too quiet for me. I was born here. You know, but now, because now my mind has changed because of the level of violence that I see, I was like, what if I get hijacked here? It shouldn't be like that.
You're not safe in your own area.
I'm not safe in
your own houses.
So it shouldn't be different for girls. It should be equal opportunities for everybody, because we've brought the equity. It should be equal for everybody. So for me, it's all about that. The government should be doing that. And then giving opportunities for everybody. Remember my first narrative when I was speaking about a boy child in causing the social ills. So I'm saying we shouldn't be saying, oh, because you're a girl, then you must get 400 rands over the 350. The boy is getting 350. No. I'm saying we should bring it and then balance the status quo.
Thank you. That's all for today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Power of people together.